Proud of the way our kids played today. Played with great toughness, great passion, great resolve. Knew we were coming in to play here in the Dome, which I know as well as anybody is a very, very difficult place to play. And we were able to do some fabulous things on the field. We had to overcome some adversity early. We had a couple of turnovers, which is very uncharacteristic of us, but we had them. And we had to rebound and overcome that. And I think that spoke to the resolve that our team had. You know, we were able to go out and set a school record for rushing. A.J. Dillon broke the all-time touchdown scoring record, the all-time scoring record. We had 691 yards of offense. I thought we played really tough, really physical football and responded. On defense, we made some great stops and some great plays. We harassed the quarterback, made plays in the back end, really tackled well at times, and I thought we made some real improvement on defense. But most pleased with the fact that our team responded to a challenge. Came here on the road against a very explosive Syracuse team, and I thought came out and just did an unbelievable job. I think this is the most points scored in a BC Syracuse game, I think. Yeah, so it was a good day. It's something we can build on. It's something that we can really grow with here at BC. And every week is a new week. Like a lot of people in the country, you get to this time of the year and you're dinged up, nicked up, and you're playing a bunch of young guys. And when you can get a team to play as hard as our team played today, you got to be real proud of them. And I'm very, very proud of our players and of our program. And you can enjoy this and then get ready to move on next week. So happy to answer any questions.
What did you see in the Syracuse defense during the week that you thought you could attack and be successful with?
Well, we feel very confident about our run game. We have an outstanding offensive line, and two really good backs that are active. We have more than two good backs, but two that are really playing right now. A group of tight ends, and but you know what? One of the things I wanted to mention that I didn't mention, and to answer your question, is we felt like we had to have some balance in our attack. Now it got skewed today because of the way it went, but I thought Dennis Grissel did just an unbelievable job. He had great poise today. He threw the ball very, very well, both in the drop-back game and in the play-action game. We had a couple of those play-actions. I don't even remember when it was. It seemed like we've been here all day, but that went for touchdowns. And I thought he played. He really took a step forward and had some growth today. But what did we see? I just think that we feel like we can run the football. Even a week ago in that deal, we still felt like we could run the football. So. We got two big horses and we got a really good offensive line, and we were going to try to come in here and establish that part of our football game without question.
I wanted to ask you about John Phillips, local guy here.
Yep.
I think when he committed to you, we talked to him, it might have been his only offer. What do you remember about evaluating him then, and how has he developed into obviously a core part of your team here?
I mean, John's an outstanding player. He's a developmental guy, came in here, worked really, really hard. And, he kind of epitomizes a BC man. I mean, he's an outstanding student in the business school. He's a leader on our team. He's tough, he's physical. He redshirted, grew, waited his turn, and he's a heck of a football player right now. He'll have a chance to go on and play football beyond Boston College. He has a very proud family. His older brother came here to Syracuse. I've known John a number of years. And he represents the very best of our players at BC. So, I'm very proud of him.
So when you were evaluating him, you viewed him as someone who needed to, you have that red shirt, you're put on the way to physically do it. Like, what made you guys buy into that he was someone who could?
Well, we had him in camp.
Yeah.
And I'm an offensive line coach. And I evaluated him myself, okay?
Yeah.
And I felt really strong about John. I thought he had the attributes that would develop into a really outstanding offensive lineman. When we can get a guy into camp and we can get our eyes on him, I think that's what you need to do to be able to evaluate that, So I think he's a 5-hour radius guy. I knew of him and knew him. He came from a really good high school program here. He came to our camp. When I was here at Syracuse, that's the way we handled it. And we handled it that way. And get him to camp, get a feel for them, see what their potential is, coach them, work with them. And that's the very, very best way for us to be successful in identifying and then having a chance to develop, football players, especially offensive linemen.
Thank you.
Kind of the summer preseason has been a roller coaster a little bit. I was wondering, kind of just rebounding from last week, and what was the sort of approach to make sure that this one didn't snowball and that you did come out of
Well, it's a good question, Julian. I'll say this. We're trying to develop on defense right now. We're playing a bunch of guys over there right now, and I think I've said it several times. We're on the roller coaster a little bit there. You see progress, then sometimes it looks like we're taking a step back. Then we see some more progress, and I think that's all part of developing a group of young players that don't have a lot of experience, I also think that last week we caught a buzzsaw, and we saw, the number one team in the country, in all likelihood, at home on a Saturday night at their place. That's not an excuse. We should have played better than that. But I'm just telling you, we played an elite football team, and sometimes things can roll on you, It's like here today, sometimes things can roll on you a little bit, And for me to say like, oh, we're off and running now, everything's just ducky and gravy, I'm just saying, you know what? I'm looking forward to getting to Tuesday practice and get ready for Florida State. And I love coaching this team because this is a team that loves football and they want to develop, they want to get better, and there's learning moments everywhere. And even today, even in this game, late in the fourth quarter, there were some learning moments that were going on out there, and even in our coverage. And I just think that we're investing into a group of young men right now that we're going to get a great return from one day. And this is the ride we're on. And there's been some really great moments, and there'll continue to be good moments.
And just, you had obviously Chris out and Addazio out, and can you, one, just update me on their status, and then two, how'd you have to navigate?
Yeah. Well, Chris Garrison is done for the year, and that's a very sad for us because we love him. He's a leader of this football team, but Chris is done for the year. We hope to have Corral back this week. I'm not going to go into all the stuff that occurred today because, quite frankly, I really don't have my arms around it, okay? So I'll move forward with that. But I did want to mention Chris because, he deserved being mentioned. He's a warrior in our program, and we're very, very sad about that. But he'll be fine, and he'll have a chance to move on and have a chance, hopefully, to play at the next level. So, our best wishes and prayers and thoughts are with Chris, and then we'll just keep trying to move forward here and deal with whatever comes as it comes.
The tight end position is so important for what you guys do.
Yep.
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 When you're thin at that spot, especially for the way you want to offense.
Yep.
How does that change?
Well, those are all good questions, and I got to go back. We got to go back and take a look at it and get a sense of where we are, who we getting back, who are we not getting back, and just kind of go from there. That's our job. You roll with the hand that you're dealt, and just keep moving forward. And hopefully that nobody's too significantly hurt. But this time of year, it's you got to have some good fortune. Sometimes that rolls with you, sometimes it doesn't. So, but here's what I know: next week game is coming like a freight train. So we're just gonna have to figure it out.
How much do AJ and Dylan, especially, at this point in the season, it's the second time they both run through it.
Right.
And,
Right.
A lot of the onus, whether they like it or not, is on them.
Sure.
How much have you seen them sort of take more on this?
Well, AJ is having his best year. His leadership, his mindset, his approach to the game is completely different now. He's he's a third-year player. He's had some adversity. He's had to overcome with some injuries last year. And you're looking at a guy that's, a grown-up guy. And he's had a positive impact, obviously, on that whole room. So now David Bailey is starting to come on. He's starting to come into his own right now, obviously. And that's what happens when you get some really good players. That happened in our secondary, right? When we had Justin Simmons. He set a bar in our secondary, and then we went on a run of some really outstanding players that are currently in the NFL in our secondary. And we're in that run right now in our backfield. We got a young kid by the name of Andrew. I'm Patrick Garwell, and Patrick is, we were going to put him in today, but, I didn't want to take another game away from him on the redshirt deal, for 4, 5, 6 carries. But we couldn't be more excited about him. And then we have Travis Levy, who's help us beat Virginia Tech at tailback a year ago, and he's dinged up right now. So that room is really a good room, and Benny Glines is in that room. Benny Glines took a bunch of tailback reps this week, but Benny, Benny got hurt today, so we didn't get a chance to see any of that. But that's a really good room, and I think AJ's done a great job of setting the course for that room, and that's going to be a good room moving forward. Be one of the better ones.
Take two more, guys.
So when an offense like yours today is running play after big play, untouched a lot of cases, what kind of toll does that take on the defense, psychologically and physically?
Yeah, sure. When you can do what we do like we did it, that's overwhelming for a defense. First of all, we move at a pretty good clip. And what happens is on the other side, your DBs, your safeties, they're taking a beat and they're tackling a 250-pound backs. And if you can stay on the field, you start to wear them down. They start creeping in the box. They start abandoning their coverage, and then you're hitting them on play actions. And I just think that we're big and we're physical. And if we can stay on the field, get multiple first downs, we can impose our will on defenses. I think the key, though, is getting first downs and staying on the field. And so we have to play the ultimate team game. And that's why our plan to win starts with playing great defense. Right? You got to play great defense, and you got to be able to run the football. You got to win the turnover battle. You got to score in the red zone. These are all really important things for us. And then when it goes hand in hand, it can be really a beautiful thing because you're forcing people to play a very, very physical, rough football game.
For Syracuse this year, the spotlight has kind of been put on the offensive line, last in the country in sacks. Rushing game has really struggled. As kind of a veteran evaluator of lines, what did you see from them during the week and then today as well?
Listen, these guys are really good coaches here, and I've been there, and I know what it's like. And nothing's as good as it seems, nothing's as bad as it seems. Somewhere in middle reality falls. I think as coaches, what you have to do, just the same thing we're doing right now. We're on the other side of the ball. We're trying to redevelop our back end. I mean, it's a process, and I think it's all about Bill Parcells had a great quote. It was set on his desk, and someone gave it to me, and I look at it. And it just says, "Coach the team." Just coach the team. And I tell my position coaches, develop your unit, and spend time fundamentally. And I'm sure that these guys are going to do that and do a great job with it. I know Mike Cavanaugh's the line coach here, and I've known Mike a long time. He's a hell of a line coach. It's just a matter of just working and developing. And they've got good players. This one went our way today, and that happens. And I'm grateful that it went our way today, but I've been on the other side of that as well. So this is a great rivalry. These are two rival teams playing each other. This is Northeastern football at its very best, okay? And you get in these kind of games, and you can expect it to be very, very physical. It was today, and we move forward and get ready for Florida State. And I wish nothing but the best for Syracuse. I put 4 years of my life in here. I loved it here. This place was very good to me and my family. And I hope for their sake that moving forward, and I'm sure they will, that they'll continue to grow and get their share of wins too. So, that's all I have to say. Thanks very much.
Thank you.